Hey, good morning, everybody. Hopefully the sun won't be too bright in my eyes and I can not be squinting through the whole practice. But it's our 30 minutes like power wake up flow. So let's get right into it this morning. Coming to a comfortable upright seat. For a lot of us, we are just waking up, so we don't want to be laying down this early. So coming to an upright seat, closing the eyes, and just tuning into how you're feeling this morning. Before we get into the breath, before we get into the body, tune in with how you're feeling mentally. How are you feeling emotionally? Just have a moment, a little check-in with yourself. And then acknowledge and honor wherever you are, even if it might not be ideal, just honor it. And now tune into the body. Acknowledge any sensations that you may be feeling physically, starting to even out the inhales and exhales, and bringing yourself into a state of presence. So in this moment, we're going to get right into our practice today, as it is only 30 minutes. So we're going to spend about 3 more breaths here. So use this time to anchor into your practice, to anchor into this moment. Maybe you even want to set an intention for the day. You know, an early morning practice is a great way to set the tone for your day. So how do you want to feel today? How do you want to walk through your day? Set that intention. And then as you move through your practice, anchor it in. Every time your mind gets distracted, bring it back to your intention. Taking one more conscious round of breath here. We're actually going to start standing this morning. So making your way to a standing position at the top of your mat. Let's see, I think my head is a little cut off for you guys. Let me pull myself back. And we're going to start with, my head is still cut off. Let's go into that bloopers video that I'm working on. We're going to start with just a couple half sun salutations, move through a couple traditional sun salutations, and then we're going to go through the Dancing Warrior series. So don't worry, I'm going to walk you guys through that, but it's a pretty heat building, kind of invigorating series. So coming to kind of equal weight between your feet, anchoring down into the earth, and just pausing for a moment in Tadasana or mountain pose, really grounding in through your feet, squaring off through your shoulders, and start to feel your entire body begin to engage. Coming back to that sensation of breath, on the inhale, you're going to draw both arms up overhead, and then exhale, we hinge at the hips as we move towards the mat. Feeling a nice stretch for the back of the legs and the lower back. Inhale, you come to a flat back, palms on the shins, and exhale, we round. The inhale brings us back up to standing. So that's a half sun salutation. So 2 more of those with the breath. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, you hinge forward. Inhale, you lift. And exhale, you round. 1 more. Inhale, we come to standing, reaching up towards the sun. Sun salutations, we're honoring the sun. Exhale, we hinge at the hips, hands move towards the mat. Inhale to a flat back, and exhale, we round. This time we're going to inhale, move with some variation. So inhale, we come back up to standing, reaching up towards the sun. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, we're going to lift to a flat back. And this time we're going to exhale and step back to high plank. So just pause for a moment in high plank. This is our first one. Make sure your alignment is nice and safe. And then take your next conscious exhale, and we're going to lower all the way down. And exhale back to our first downward dog. Let's spend an extra breath here in our first down dog. Maybe you want to pedal it out. And just feeling the entire back body start to stretch and open. Your next inhale, you're going to bend the knees, switch the gaze, and hop, step, or float to the front of the mat. And exhale, you fold. So we're going to do 2 more just like that. So traditional sun salutations. So inhale, we come to standing, reaching up towards the sun. Exhale, we hinge at the hips, hands towards the earth. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, move through your vinyasa. Inhale, your back bend of choice, up dog, sphinx, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Take an extra breath in down dog, pressing through the heels, broadening through the shoulders. Inhale, bend the knees, switch the gaze, make your way back to the front of the mat. Exhale and fold. Don't worry, we're not doing this the whole practice, just one more time. Inhale, we come to standing. I'm sure you're feeling the heat in the body beginning to rise. Exhale, we hinge at the hips. Inhale, we lift. And exhale, last time, vinyasa. Inhale to up dog or cobra, your choice. And then exhale, downward dog. And let's pause here in down dog 3 breaths. Again, you can continue to pedal out through the heels if you need it. Maybe you want a little extra vinyasa and you can take it. Coming back to those equal inhales and exhales, checking back in with the breath, checking back in with the body. And on your next inhale, you're going to lift your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Run high on the balls of the left foot. Palms face one another. Take the right hip back slightly, even if it's just half an inch. Keep the fingers spreading wide. This is activating the muscles in the arms. Stay for one more breath, engaging the core. As your inhalation, rotate the pelvis and come up into a crescent warrior. We're going to exhale and drop that back heel, coming into a more of a traditional warrior one. So keep the hip points facing forward. Keep that bend in the right knee and pressing your weight into the pinky edge side of your back foot. Arms reach overhead. You can even intertwine the fingers here, kind of find a little bit more space for the spine, and even take a little back bend if you're feeling up to it this morning. Warrior 1, 2 more breaths here. Feeling yourself grounding and anchoring into the earth. Feeling the heat building in the body. And then exhale, we're going to open up Warrior 2. So let's spend 3 breaths in Warrior 2. Make sure that front knee is tracking over that pinky edge side of the foot. Your weight is in the pinky edge side of your back foot. Palms are in line with the shoulders. Moving through our Dancing Warrior series, you're going to inhale, flip the front palm, and exhale, reverse your warrior. 3 breaths here. Stay committed to the bend in that right knee, starting to feel the right rib cage begin to open. Inhale, we move back through Warrior 2, and exhale, side angle. So right elbow, right knee, left hand reaches up overhead. Pressing through the pinky edge side of the left foot, reaching with the left fingers, finding space in the left rib cage. The gaze can be up towards the sky or down at the earth. Your next exhale, you're going to windmill both hands to the mat. Take that right foot up and back for 3-legged dog. Bend the knee and heel that hip open. And we're going to spend 3 breaths here. So either drawing circles with the knee or pointing and flexing the foot, whatever you need to open up through that hip joint. And then exhale, we come back to downward dog. Inhale to high plank. And exhale, move through vinyasa. We meet in downward dog. Moving in on the other side. On the inhale, you're going to lift your left leg. Exhale, step that left foot forward. Pause for a moment in this runner's lunge. Inhale, draw the arms to frame the ears, starting to build some heat and strength in the core. Fingers spread wide. Stay committed to the bend in the left knee as you inhale, rotate the pelvis, crescent warrior. Exhale, drop the right heel, traditional warrior one. 3 breaths here. Maybe you intertwine the fingers and find some space in the spine. Maybe you exhale and take a little back bend. One more big inhale here. And then exhale, warrior two. So 3 breaths here, guys. Remember to keep the weight tracking on the pinky edge sides of both your feet. Even though you're anchored into the earth, you're actively squeezing the inner thighs together. Inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Opening up through the left side rib cage. Stay committed to the bend in the left knee. Dancing warrior here. We're going to pick this up a notch the next round. Inhale, back through warrior two. Exhale, side angle. 3 breaths. Pressing through the right foot, reaching with the right fingers, gaze up towards the sky. Finding some expansion in the right side body. And then exhale, windmill the hands to the mat. Take that left foot up and back. Bend the knee and peel the hip open. 3 breaths. Either squaring off the hips and staying in a 3-legged dog or coming to downward dog. We're going to move through vinyasa. Pausing in downward dog. Let's spend 3 breaths here. Coming back to our physical body, coming back to the breath, coming back to our intention. We're going to move through that sequence one more time each side. 1 breath per posture. So nice warming flow this morning. So when you're ready, we're going to bend the knees, switch the gaze, and hop, step, or float. Make your way to the front of the mat. Exhale and fold. Inhale, we're coming back up to Tadasana, mountain pose, where we're going to spend a couple breaths. Anchoring back into the present moment, checking back in with your physical body, checking back in with your breath. Remember that mountain pose is not this passive posture. It's very active. It gives you this pause, this opportunity to have some clarity before you're faced with a challenge. So on the inhale, we draw the arms up overhead. Exhale, we're hinging at the hips. The hands move towards the mat. Inhale, lift to a flat back. I know this is familiar. Exhale, step the right foot back. Drop the right heel. Inhale, warrior one, just 1 breath. Exhale, warrior two. Dancing warrior series, just 1 breath. Inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, warrior two. And exhale, side angle. Your next exhale, you windmill both hands to the mat. This time we're coming right in through a vinyasa. So you can take that left foot up and back, leave it raised, and take a 3-legged vinyasa if you'd like. Back to downward dog. Just 2 breaths here in down dog to find your footing and find stability. And then you're going to bend the knees, switch the gaze, and hop, step, or float to the front of the mat. Exhale, you fold. And inhale, you come to standing, where we pause at Tadasana, mountain pose, for 3 breaths. Finding the pause, creating some space, preparing for challenge. Coming back to the smooth inhales and exhales. We're going to inhale, draw both arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, the hands move towards the mat. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, back. And inhale, lift up, warrior one. Spend a full round of breath here. And then exhale, warrior two. Same thing, full round of breath. Inhale, you flip the front palm, and then exhale, you reverse your warrior. Inhale, come back through warrior two as you exhale at side angle. Inhale, create space. Exhale, windmill the hands to the mat. Take that right foot up and back, and maybe you take a three-legged vinyasa. And we're gonna meet in child's pose. So 5. Lift your seat and come back to downward dog. Take a bend in the knees, switch the gaze, and hop, step, or float to the front of the mat. Exhale and fold. Slowly, with the inhalation, you're going to roll up to standing. Pausing for a moment in Tadasana. So we're going to step back and come long ways on our mats. So it doesn't matter if you're stepping back with your right or left foot, just as long as you can still see the screen. So I'm going to step back with my left foot, but you can do your right. It's a nice wide stance on the mat. And you want your ankles to be about wrist width. So just kind of check in with yourself, and you can always readjust. Hands come to the hips. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lift the sternum, lift the collarbones, and exhale, we're hinging forward for a wide leg forward fold. So you can hang out here in this plane so that your shoulders are in line with your hips. You can come down further. Maybe you bring your hands to the mat. Let your head be heavy here. Beginning to really feel the stretch in the back of the legs across the lower back, the mid back. Maybe your hands reach for your ankles and you can draw yourself deeper into the forward fold that way. You can also try, we call it yogi toe lock, where you take your pointer finger and your middle finger and just wrap it around your big toe. So yogi toe lock. You can bend the elbows and draw yourself deeper into this forward fold that way. We've got 5 more breaths in this forward fold, so find the appropriate one for you. Find your edge and maybe just nudge past it. You want to be able to feel sensation, but nothing that's going to distract you too much from your practice. And then slowly, you're going to kind of bring yourself back center. Bring your hands, fingers tented underneath of the face. Keep your hips square. We're going to start with the right hand. So left hand, fingers tented. Inhale, lift so that you've got a flat back. And then exhale, you're twisting to the right. So if it's too much on the shoulders, because we really haven't opened the shoulders today, you can leave that right hand on your sacrum. In fact, this is a really nice variation because you can check and make sure your hips aren't all wonky, almost as if you're keeping a glass of water on your sacrum. You want to keep your hips square. Exhale deeper into this twist a little bit more. One more breath. And then coming back, center. Bringing the right hand underneath of the face. Inhale, you lift, you create space in the spine. And then exhale, you twist to the left. Maybe leaving your hand on your sacrum to save your shoulders any discomfort. Also checking your alignment here. You can exhale and go a little bit deeper into this twist. Bringing your awareness back to your intention for the day, bringing your awareness back to your breath. And then exhale, you fold, hang heavy one more time. We're going to take this forward fold a little bit deeper. So maybe you walk your hands in between your feet, drawing your head closer towards the earth. and feeling a big stretch for not only the hamstrings, the lower back, mid back, but also the back of the shoulders. Very, very slowly with your inhale, you're going to start to unwind yourself. We're not going to come back to standing. You're just going to pivot on your toes. Step back to a downward dog. So again, it doesn't matter what foot you are using because now we're all in downward dog. Inhale one more time into plank, and then exhale, lower all the way to child's pose. To an upright seat and just take ourselves onto our backs. So just switching yourself to be supine and then hugging the knees in towards the chest. So now we're doing like a supine child's pose. Pressing your sacrum into the earth, spreading your shoulder blades, feeling the length of your spine on the earth. Reconnecting with that grounding sensation. And let's take a moment in happy baby. So reaching for the soles of the feet, you're going to drop your knees towards your armpit, opening up through the hips and the groin, and beginning to slow down the breath. So exhales are starting to become twice as long as the inhales. Hugging the knees back into the chest one last time. We're going to take our left knee over the right, and then exhale, drop both knees cross-legged to the right for supine twist. Both shoulders remain on the mat. The gaze is opposite of the knees. The hands can be out to a T or alongside the body. And begin to feel that gentle stretch for the left side body. Anchoring into the earth energy, coming back to your intention, and starting to slow down those exhales. The Dancing Warrior series stirs up a lot of energy. It's a lot of movement, a lot of heat and fire. So it's important that we take this time to cool down and kind of call that energy back into ourselves. That's what these supine twists are doing. So that way you're not scattered all day, but you've harnessed and cultivated this energy and you can use it in a productive manner. Inhale, come back center, switch the cross of your knees, and then exhale, supine twist on the other side. Remember, the gaze goes in the opposite direction of the knees. Now you may be feeling a big stretch across your lower right back, the lower hip, the thigh. Slowing down the exhales. Absorbing all of the energy that you've cultivated in this practice. Coming back to that intention of how you want to walk through your day. What do you want your day to look like? Do you want to be productive or creative? Do you want to be patient? Do you want to be adventurous today? Inhale, drawing the knees back center. And exhale, we're coming into a Shavasana. So taking your time to become comfortable in this Shavasana. Making sure that your feet are wider than your hips. Your shoulders are comfortably drawn down your back. And even though this is a short practice, Shavasana is just as important as it is in a long practice. Downregulate your nervous system. Give your body the time and the space to relax and to heal. Shavasana. There's nothing left undone. There's nothing more to do or to accomplish. Spend this time cultivating the day that you want. Just breathe and relax. Envision yourself walking through your day with whatever energy or vibration you've called in. Joyful, patient, complete, healed, abundant, successful. And you're welcome to stay here in Shavasana for as long as you like, as long as you need to. And then whenever you're ready, you just start to invite the breath to deepen in the body. You invite movement through the muscles of your face and through the fingers and the toes. You allow yourself to reawaken as if for the first time today, but this time you're reawakening a little bit more centered, a little bit more grounded, and with intention of how you want your day to be. Eventually, when the time is right, you make your way back to a comfortable seat. Remember, this is your practice. There's no rush. You can stay in Shavasana. We pause here with our hands together at heart center in a sign of gratitude. And let's take 3 conscious breaths, integrating and grounding into the intention that we set for our day. And in honor of all that you are. Namaste.